laptop camera. Hey crafters, welcome into guyscrafttoo. My name is John, and I hope you had an amazing Valentine's weekend. It has been busy, crazy, and lots going on for us. You can hear kitchen being made in the background, so that's what's going on. We're having roast and potatoes and that tonight for dinner. So we are making dinner as well. So I hope things are going well for you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I appreciate everyone that has signed up over the past week in that, and it's our opportunity to spend some time together this afternoon, catch up on things that are going, and see what's up. So I am jumping back and forth if you see me looking. So I have finally got one of our new cameras up and running, but then over here is the my laptop that tells me everything is going and what's happening. So I'm trying to figure that out, and at the same time I forgot my iPad today, so we're going to try to read the comments and the chat that is down in this little bitty corner for me and see how that works out. Alright, let's see. Maybe I can make that a little bit larger so I can see it. So let's see. So Mama Jance here says I'm here, but she's doing her embroidery machine today. Good job. Hey Jackie, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of it. Hey Candace, welcome. There's Miss Joydy. We always enjoy when Miss Joydy jumps on for us. How special is that? Who else? Candace, Joydy. Candace says, rainy day in Atlanta. It is absolutely breathtaking, gorgeous. Today is the day that folks want to move to Arizona. So we've been in the mid 70s, maybe even upper 70s a little bit. And so because of that, that just makes you want to be here. Come July, August, when it's 118, not so much, but this is the type of weather that we suck people into Phoenix, and all of a sudden people want to move across the country. So that's how I got here. Who else? Judy's here. Hey Judy, welcome in. Thanks for being on this afternoon with me. Who else? There's Zaza. We always like when Zazalita is in the house. Thanks for being here and being part of our live this afternoon. Siberian Wind is here. Says, I can't stay but love the gnome behind you. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Hey Jackie. Hey Tammy. Hey Tammy, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Who else? Who else? Who else? Gosh, you all have been chitty chatty for me to get started today. Let's see who else. There's Catman Carl. Hey Carl, welcome in. Thanks for being here. And hey Pat, welcome in Pat. There's Nikki B Quilts. Hey Nikki, thanks for being on this afternoon with us. I've got so much to tell you, and I was hoping to sew. I actually have the new camera that's supposed to shine over here and work, but that didn't quite work out the way we wanted. So we'll figure out another time to make that work. So we'll get there, right? So a day at a time. At least I've got that camera working, which is really kind of different because that thing follows me. So we'll get used to that too, I am sure, at some point. Let's see else. Hey Pat, welcome in. Thanks for being with us. If I missed anyone, guys, it was absolutely not because I wanted to. So let's see. Siberian Wind says, y'all have a great time. I'll see you all tonight in about 4 hours. Be good. Nikki says, hubby and I were talking about Phoenix today. We love the Apache Junction area, and the quail are adorable. I tell you what, Phoenix has a lot to offer to be such a desert dry state, but you know, you can go a couple of hours and get up into the Payson area and that, get up into Prescott, get over to Flagstaff, and it's all just a whole different land, right? All of a sudden everything's green, everything, still a lot of mountains and all that, but you know, the soil's different. We get snow up there. We have, you know, we have a ski resort in Arizona, and I would have never thought Arizona could have qualified or held a ski resort, but they do. So a lot going on. Hey, Alex, welcome in. Thanks for being here this afternoon. I saw you go live the other day and I wanted to click on that and then I don't know, I got distracted, so I ended up missing your live the other day, but I do hope to jump over and join one of your lives soon. And all right, I think I am finally caught up. So let's see what's going on. So, what happened Valentine's weekend? Valentine's weekend for me was I had my niece in from Virginia. So she was here. She was actually in Arizona to work down in Tucson. So she worked all week in Tucson. She works for the government, so she gets tomorrow off. I do not. Hence why we are not having a holiday quilting bee, because you know I do enjoy doing the holiday quilting bees on big national holidays. I don't get President's Day, so therefore I'm not going to be home to be able to do a 3-hour holiday quilting bee. When I retire, like Brian and some of those folks, it will work out, but it hasn't so far. Anyway, she was in for the weekend. We got to do a lot of fun things. As always, we had a great weekend. My partner, being the amazing guy he is smart also. He brought me roses for Valentine's Day, brought me candy chocolate. Again, right? So roses and chocolate, it's pretty easy to make me happy. We did go around and to show her some things in Phoenix. She always likes to do some things different. So we went to Scottsdale and did the Rehab Burger, which is a beach themed place. It was interesting. So they have very interesting hamburgers over there. She was, I had the Hawaiian burger, so it's a hamburger, but it had pineapple and aioli and a bunch of stuff on it. She actually had the PB&J hamburger, so it had peanut butter and grape jelly and the hamburger in that. That just sounded disgusting. She said it was really good. And I'm trying to think now, I can't remember what my partner had. Oh, he had the spicy mac and cheese hamburger. So again, we had a good experience. It was fine. You know, again, 45, $50 for two of us. You know, it's like you can't eat out for less than $50 now. We tend not to eat out a lot just because I look at it and go, oh my gosh, guys, I could have eaten at home and $50, I could still get a lot of groceries for $50, even though the grocery prices have gone up so much. Hey, Mona from Tucson, welcome in. She was up here in Phoenix and did not stop in to see me or say, hey, let's meet for a quick cup of coffee, but that's okay. She'll be back. She's headed back to Tucson now. Sweet Granny, welcome in. Thanks for being here this afternoon. All right, let me take a quick drink and go on with what we did this weekend. We did go to the, after Rehab Burger, we went to the Arizona Natural Museum. And again, because he's a great guy, he ended up buying me a dinosaur because, you know, everybody needs a Valentine dinosaur from the Arizona Museum of Natural History and Science. So yes, I have a new collectible. He also came home and made 3D roses for me. And so they turned out really adorable. So I got a few 3D roses to last me after my real ones die out. But anyways, he's a pretty good guy. He takes pretty good care of me. So after that, what did we do? Oh, so I have really tried hard this year not to spend money, not to go into the stores, not to do anything crazy. And but what did I do? We went to 35th Avenue. And I specifically did go for one thing. And yeah, we know John bought more than one. But I had not spent any money at 35th this year. If you watched the unboxing the other day, you know that there's the new ballerina pattern from Villa Rosa. I really did like this pattern. And so I ended up buying, of all things, Timeless Treasures. I got this as to use as the main fabric. And then it has 3 complementary fabrics that are supposed to go with it. And I ended up grabbing Shadow Play. So we've got the dark blue teal, purple, and then as the background fabric, I did a light blue that really just brings out the flowers. So guys, look, I mean, I ended up getting, unfortunately, it took me about an hour to make that happen, but I did get it done. So it was pretty awesome. So I did get that put together, and actually got up this morning before they came over and got it all cut out. So it is ready to stitch, of course, along with everything else that I've got to stitch. So Nikki says, oh, hey, Deb loves crafts. Hey, Deb, thanks for being on this afternoon. Pat goes, that is a variety in burgers. It was absolutely a variety, let me tell you. Nikki says, we had a hamburger place in Sedalia, Missouri called Goober Burger. It was a peanut butter burger, and I just can't go there. Yeah, I just couldn't either. She said it was really good, but you know, it just, each their own, right? Mona was up here spending more money doing shop hopping. Look at her. See, I didn't shop hop. I went to one place and did one thing, but I'll show you the other things I got too. Very nice gifts. Yeah, I knew Alex loves purple. You know, it's funny when you talk to designers and that, they will tell you one of the most unpopular colors and more difficult colors to sell is purple. And I don't get that because I have so many people go, oh my God, I just love purple. And I'm like, but you talk to fabric designers and that, and they'll tell you they can't sell purple. So I'm not sure what that's about, and I'm not sure that I honestly believe them. Hey, Pat, welcome in. She says, hey, John and all. I do think it will turn out to be a beautiful quilt. Thank you, Nikki. Good afternoon. I found, the gnome panel at Fat Quarter Shop. Hey, Jackie, I'm glad you were able to find it. I thought I had checked Fat Quarter Shop and they were out of it, but maybe not. Because I tend to check, I don't know why, before I usually buy things, I check. If I'm going to buy online, I usually check 3 places. And it's usually my favorite quilt store, Fat Quarter Shop, because I've got a link to their store, right, because I'm an affiliate, and then Missouri Star Quilt. And I usually look at those 3. Sometimes I'll go over and look at Hancock. I don't look at Hancock as often, although I really like the sales that Hancock Fabric has. But anyways, but I'm glad you found the gnome. I think it is absolutely adorable. Nanette is here. Hey, Nanette. Farm Her Quilter. Hey, Nanette. Thanks for joining this afternoon. K Money Quilting is here. Hey, welcome in. Hey, Regina. Thanks for being on this afternoon. See, Candace agrees with me. Sometimes you just got to buy the fabric. And I really wanted that, and I really didn't have in my stash what I wanted to do, because one of the reasons I think I liked that pattern is because I actually liked the colors and things that they did on that pattern, and that's not always the case for me. All right, so what else did I do? Blue says I bought a couple of fat quarters at 5 shops. Look at her, she was actually good. So actually, I'm the one that was bad this weekend. All right, hey Brian, welcome in. Thanks for being on this afternoon. See, Nikki says purple is my favorite color and birthstone. I have a bunch of purple fat. I do a lot of things in purple. And what's interesting is that teal and purple, I actually have a quilt top sitting over there that needs to be long-armed that I just did. That was a AccuQuilt pattern. I couldn't think of the name. So it was an AccuQuilt pattern. Zaza says, oh, Zaza, are you in the U.S. yet or just headed this way? I know you're going to QuiltCon, so how exciting to just know you're over here and with us. I hate that I'm not going to be there. Sean's going to be there on Saturday, and they're having a meetup. I think he said at 10 a.m. on Saturday on the 3rd floor. So if you're all going to QuiltCon and plan to be there Saturday, you really need to get over to the 3rd floor and meet Sean, the guy who sews. I know Becca's planning to be there, so Becca. Ian, all crazy and himself, is going to be there. It would be worth driving to Raleigh just to meet Ian and see what that boy's got going on. And Zaza, I think, had planned to be there as well. So how cool is that? Candy says there's going to be plenty of kits at QuiltCon. Yes, and let me assure you there was plenty of kits. And we went Saturday last year, and there was plenty of kits still. Unfortunately, John still has most of those kits. Oh, she's arriving Wednesday. Safe travels, girl. I am excited that you get to go and be part of it. Oh, Pat says, do you have your address listed? It is on our website, I know for sure, at guyscrafttoo.com. I'm not sure that it is on the Facebook page, or I'm sorry, on the YouTube page. But if not, I thought I sent it to you, but I can send it to you again. I will happily do that again, Pat. If you just send me a quick email, I will send that, send our address back over to you. All right, Die from Sister Chicks will be there too. Look at that. I like Sister Chicks. They're funny. All right. All right, I think I'm caught up. Jordy says, I love that gnome paddle too. Yes, I know. Yeah, Nikki, I feel your pain. I can't be there either. Candy says, I went to LQS today for bag hardware. They didn't have any, but I bought their Shop Hop quilt kit and a couple of yards of Ruby Star. See? I don't know. Just crazy. So anyways, I did go into 35th. I did buy the fabric to do ballerina because I wanted to do that. I was listening to Andy, the True Blue quilter, and she was talking about yesterday was actually the holiday for statehood in Arizona, which I think is kind of cool. And for the Shop Hop, they had, 35th had these Arizona panels. And even though I keep saying I'm done with panels and I don't want to do any more panels, I did grab this one. Actually, it's got, okay, wait a minute, John, figure out what you got here. So it's got one big panel, and it's got two smaller panels. So I didn't realize it had two smaller panels because these were prepackaged, which is fine. But so it's got, figure out how to put it up there. It's got Arizona, it's got Flagstaff, you know, as the Eagles say in Winslow, Arizona, Scottsdale, Phoenix, Tucson, Wilcox, Tombstone, and Yuma. So just kind of something cool, especially for someone that wasn't born here, that's a transplant and that I thought would be fun to have. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with that or what it's going to turn out to look like, but I grabbed it just because it was only $9 and I thought it would be cool. So I did grab that yesterday. All right, let's see. We'll figure out how to fold you later because I've got more to do. Guys, time is just ticking down. All right, so I did do that. And then I found this Pup Star, and I ended up buying the stupid quilt kit, even though I swore I wasn't going to buy any more quilt kits, but they were already out of the panels. None of the 3 stores had it. I didn't want to have to come home and look for it. And if you have not seen this, it is called Pup Stars. It is absolutely the most adorable pups. And see, guys, the camera self-focuses for me, so I am not sure how to zoom that in to show you more. So we still have a lot to figure out with this new setup. It is absolutely adorable. It finishes out, the project size is 62 by 62. It says Pup Stars. The fabric collection name is Diva Pups. So if you want to go out and take a look at it, it is called Diva Pups. This is considered advanced, beginner, or intermediate, but it did come with all the fabrics and that. So I did grab that. So I have that as well to work on at some point in time. And unfortunately, it's probably going to end up in all the other collections for quilting kits at the moment. Then I did have to look at one more thing while I was there. And I was really hoping that they might have this on display, but they did not. But Bernina, if you don't know already, is coming out with a new Harry Potter Burnett 79 embroidery edition. It's going to have special embroidery files and all that. It is going to be a full Harry Potter edition. The Burnett's not going to be the white and gray. It's going to be black. It's going to be a beautiful, exciting machine, and I absolutely do not need another machine. And I did not put the $100 deposit down. But needless to say, you'll probably see an unboxing sometime in March or April. But I absolutely do not need another machine. I love my Juki. It's interesting that Bernina has found a way to kind of get me back to their side. And I would probably never sew on this machine, to be honest, but I would probably put it over there next to the Viking and use it to do embroidery because I do like the way the Berninas embroider. And even though I've got the Viking 10 needle, I do like to do the appliques and a bunch of stuff, but it's just kind of hard to walk away from this Harry Potter edition. So we'll see. I have not bought it or committed to it yet. My long arm is still down. So frustrating. I don't know when that's going to be back up and running, but hopefully soon. And then what did I get done this week? I actually did get some things done. So you know the ghost who was a quilt, I actually started working on that. So I did get the first one done. And this is an 8x8 panel. And I think that turned out adorable. And so what I still need to put on is the eyes and mouth. And this one will be finished and ready to long arm whenever that gets working again. The needle board needs to be replaced according to Grace, so I know my serviceman took it. I'm assuming he ordered the board, and we're just waiting on that. So, but I need to put the 2 eyes mouth on this, and that will be done. So that's pretty exciting. I did finish this one, and I think this was Waverly. This was the new December pattern from Villa Rosa. And I couldn't be happier, and I don't remember if I had shown you all this or not, but I couldn't be happier with how this one turned out. And so this one is now done, and it will be sitting over there waiting for the long arm, but it's all in those pinks and grays, and I think it turned out adorable. It was funny, my niece goes, "So who's that for?" And I was like, that's so cute that you think that every quilt I do has a home or a purpose. Some of them are just because I like it and I wanted it done. So I have no idea where this one's going to end up, but I did like the pink and grays. This was a fat quarter bundle. I was trying to think. I think this was a fat quarter bundle that I had. So I actually see I've been really good as far as working out of my stash. So the fact that I actually went to 35th yesterday and spent some money and bought some things was kind of different. It's honestly really the first real fabric I've bought this year. So I was kind of doing, you know, guys, it was Valentine's weekend, right? So, I mean, yes, my partner gave me tons of stuff, but I still, doesn't matter. I got it and it's paid for. All right, what else? Oh, all right, so I do want to work on doing the next quilt for my grandson. So the ghost quilt I just showed you is either going to my granddaughter or grandson. I'm doing a second one because they both have to have their own. So I'm trying to get those done so he has time to get them long-armed, and then I don't have to feel rushed putting the binding on. But the plan is to send them the quilts and the books for Halloween. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's see where we are at on the chat. Oh, Mona says, I want to do the ballerina quilt also. Yeah, I just think I just really like that pattern. So I got it all cut this morning. But unfortunately, I'm working already on the ghost quilt. I have, what else did I cut? I have Tibet cut in Christmas for someone. I have Felicity cut that I want to work on, and I cut 2 of those. So I have Felicity cut and ready. One is very modern, and the other mid-century modern, and the other one is Halloween. So I have that sitting there. Then I just cut ballerina, and plus I never did get to do the paper piecing for that Lynn had included as part of our Christmas box, and I really wanted to get that done for Valentine's. So needless to say, I did not. But that's sitting there hoping to jump over here in Hercules at some point. So we'll see how that goes. Also, this week I've got to get prepped. I've got 3 things going into the quilt show. So our Palo Verde Patchers quilt show in Sun City West is this coming weekend. If you're in the Phoenix area, I would love to get to meet you. Love for you to come out and be part of the show. I've got 2 machine embroidery quilts going in, and I've got the Quilt of Valor, the Stars and Stripes that we did last year is what I ended up entering my quilt for this year. So I'm anxious to see. I've never been in a quilt show, so it'll be interesting that I'm in two different categories. So I've got the quilting and I've got the machine embroidery. I think we will get some great comments on the machine embroidery. We'll see about the how the quilt goes, but it doesn't matter. I'm in the show and I'm going to be part of it. Our show is Saturday and Sunday, so it's the 21st and 22nd. Our show runs 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. both days. So if you don't like crowds and you want time to really go peruse and look at things, 9 a.m. Sunday morning, I can assure you will not be busy. I will be working our boutique. We have a boutique where a lot of the quilters have made items to put in there for sale. I did not make anything for the boutique. I have enough going on in my life, but a lot of the ladies did make stuff. We had a beautiful boutique last year that I will be in there from 9 to 11 both days working the credit card machine. So feel free to come shop, bring your credit card, and then stop by to see me. I will have my guyscrafttoo shirt on, and we'll probably hang out about 9 to noon, about an hour or so after each shift that I work. But at the end of the day, you know, we've got a lot going on at home and that we need to get back to too. $5 to get into the show, $5 daily. We do have raffle baskets, a raffle quilt, everything. And we also have lunch on the patio, and that is 11 to 3 both days. And it is at the Palm Ridge Rec Center over in Sun City West. So if you're interested and can get there, that would be amazing. And if you want to recap all that information, you can either watch the replay or you can go over to guyscrafttoo.com, and it is listed under the events with a link over to the Palo Verde show. All right. Also, Tucson is having their quilt show this weekend. I hate that I won't be able to get there. Theirs is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So the problem is I work Thursday, Friday, so I can't get down there. And the fact that I'm going to be here on, you know, I have to be at our show Saturday, and it's a 2.5-hour trip from here. So even if I tried to leave right after we got done, we would get down there, only have, you know, maybe 2 hours at best, and then have to make the 2.5-hour drive back. So it's just not going to work this year. We only have our show on even years, so our quilt show will not be back until 2028. So we do even years for our quilt show. All right, let's see what else is going on. Pat's talking about gross a snake. I don't want to know. Oh, talking about fussy cutting. Yes, I could do fussy cutting on some of that. Judy, I hear you. She's got FOMO, fear of missing out, not being at QuiltCon as well. Brian says we're going to have to jump on Discord to console ourselves. I get it. I tell you what, after the money I spent at QuiltCon last year, I need a few years break before I get back there. Alex. Zaza says, I normally have FOMO. I normally miss everything. You always crack me up. Oh, I like Jody. Jody says we can sew and drink wine. If I have enough wine, I probably don't care what my 1/4-inch seam looks like. That's the problem. Zaza says, Jody, now I have FOMO. Tell you what, I think Jody is probably party in a box. I think we could have a good time together. If she ever came out to Phoenix to go to QuiltCon and that, we could always share and look at what's in the 3 Tula pink drawers that John has started now. Yep, I agree, Judy. Take care of yourself, get well, make sure you're bouncing back and feel better, and we will, there's always another year, right? Everything doesn't have to be done in the same year. Oh, it also says the Burnett machines don't get good reviews. I will absolutely check into that. I know I don't like them as well because they are an all plastic machine, and they even use the clip-on foots, which I'm used to, right? Because that's more what Viking and everybody else does. It's funny because I still have my Bernina 480. So I said, you know, the nice thing is I can interchange foots, and and talking to one of the sales ladies yesterday, she goes, oh no, you know, the Burnett doesn't change foots with the Bernina. And I'm like, why would you not? I mean, like, I understand you want to upgrade, yeah, I don't know, but Zaza, I appreciate you saying that because I will jump out and take a look at it. I know it is a much It is not. It is the top of the line of their value line. I know that. Yeah, see, Alex says, I wish other companies would do it. I would love for Brother to do it. Yeah, see, and the problem is now, if Harry Potter's, after all these years, have finally, marketed, put that together, and they did it with Bernina, they're not going to do it with anybody else. I mean, I would be shocked that Bernina didn't try to lock that down. Oh, Joy says, what's the name of the quilt that needs eyes and mouth? It's literally just an 8x8 charm pack. And so I did it specifically to match the quilt on the front of the book. And about mid-center, the quilt in the book has two eyes and a mouth. And so that's why I'm putting the eyes and mouth, because the intent is the kids could put it over and kind of act like they're the ghost, right? But it's not, you don't cut the eyes out and all that. They're just going to be appliqued on there and that. And 8x8 is about the right size for a 7, 8, 9-year-old. And so that's the pattern that I went with. There is no real pattern to it. I was really kind of surprised. And so I won't put a border on this. I will put a binding on it, and we will quilt it. And I actually found on Ann Bright Designs today a really cute ghost quilt pattern that is more like the, what I would call Casper ghost, so the friendly ghost. Because I don't want mean ghost, I don't want Halloween ghost, but I think it would be cute to have a little ghost quilted on there. So that is the plan. Oh, K Money says, show the ballerina again. Let me see how the camera will react. Eventually, we're going to have another camera over here. Now, see this one? I'm over here still. So here is the ballerina pattern. And so that is the new pattern from Villa Rosa. It just came out this month. So it is part of their February. So if you want to buy it separately, it is downloadable. It's $2. Or if you're like me and have to have the card, you can order it online. It's still $2. You just have to wait a week or so for them to get it mailed over to you. Yeah, Katrina says that. Oh, hey, Katrina, welcome in. That was in the first book, and yes, and they have a second book, and I don't remember the name of it, but I do want to get that book as well. Thanks, Brian. He said that's a big milestone. I will tell you, for me, it is a big milestone. I really, Sean, the guy who sews, is the one that convinced me that, you know what, if it's what you do, and it's what you like, and it's what you want to do, just take the risk and just put yourself out there and do it. It is the best quilt I think I have done, so that's why I chose that quilt. I tell you, I am going up. I am not necessarily. I'm more interested in kind of getting the feedback from the judges than anything, because most of the women in this club have sewn for 30 years. I mean, so this is my third year of actually sewing and doing this, so needless to say, I am no competition for them. But that's okay. That's not what it's necessarily about. I also entered the show in Glendale this year. It's been in Mesa, so it's the Arizona Quilt Guild. Their show is coming up in March. I actually did put 2 items in there. I put the same Stars and Stripes quilt in that show, along with one of the machine embroideries that I did. So I'm anxious to see how they do, especially compared to after I do our more local show, to do more of the big, not stage show necessarily, but the larger Phoenix show, and see how the judges compare what their notes in that are. So I think that should be very interesting. Katrina says, we're having a tornado watch finally, having some rain. Oh, girl, stay safe. I hope everything's good for you. I can't imagine. I will have to say, we have monsoons out here, but all of that just seems so far and few between that it's just different. We just don't think of weather that way. Jody says, you will, Brian. You are very talented. Yep. Whatever I've seen Brian do seems to be amazing. See, I love Zaza. She says, Joylita is absolutely a party in the box. She's great fun. Yes, I hope to meet all of you all someday. It's really hard being East Coast or West Coast because so many, it seems like. I have more followers East Coast than I do on the West Coast, it seems like. And, you know, of course, it's probably just a larger population West Coast, right? Anyways. And, I hope one day to get out, maybe to one of the shows on the East Coast to get to meet everybody, because I really would love to see Sean. He's just amazing. I was on his channel yesterday, so I had so much fun doing that. And of course, I'd love to see Russ. I've never met Russ in person. You know, I want to see Joylita. I want to see Brian. There's so many folks. You know, I feel like I just know people so well because, you know, we talk and chat so much on the lives that it's like, okay, well, I already know those people, and so it's would be fun to be able to get together. I'm hoping to make Houston not next year, but maybe the year after. I think Houston would absolutely be a fun show to go to, and I'm hoping there's a little bit more variety in that show. Zaza says they are not user-friendly from the reviews that she's read. Yeah, and see, the problem is I've already owned a Bernina, so I'm used to some of that. That I will say that's one of the reasons that I ended up being a Juki guy, is because I wasn't as impressed and didn't drink the Kool-Aid to be a Bernina boy. And I've got a lot of friends that are disgruntled about that, but it is what it is. I think we all find the machine we like. Even Sean said the other day, that he would have considered a Juki when he was looking to buy his new machine. He ended up with a Fauve. I think Fauve is what he got. But the show he was at that he was looking and had decided he wanted a new machine, Juki wasn't at the show. So, you know, if you're not there, you lose out. And again, it's a matter of what machine you sit down, work on that feels comfortable, that makes sense, that works for you. I have just now started really using this DX4000, which is supposedly like Juki's home, top of the line. And I'm really enjoying it. But one of the reasons I pulled this out is because I wanted to start doing some of the decorative stitches and things that I've never fooled with. But I can tell you this machine is intuitive, and I don't have to spend a lot of time looking in the book for different things. The only thing I don't like is you have to drop the feed dogs in order to take off the plate, which I find very interesting, and it took me a long time to remember because I could never get the stupid plate off when I wanted to clean down in there, and now I remember because I've been aggravated enough with it. But other than that, I mean, I like the Juki, and I like that brand. And that's why I said if I ended up buying the Burnett, I would strictly be buying it for Harry Potter and for those files, and would probably use it truly as an embroidery machine and keep it set over there. I wouldn't plan to use it to piece or stitch with in that. In fact, my thought is that would be like my travel machine when I go to Machine Embroidery Club, and I would take that machine with me. So we'll see. So I am working on the second quilt for the Ghost That Was a Quilt. I hope to get this one knocked out this week, and then I could just do the applique, put the ice and that on both of them, and then wait for the long arm to work again so we can get those done, and they'll be in the closet ready to send in October as their Halloween present this year. I have yet to get the Valentine decorations off the house. I need to go out and change the wreaths and the garden flag and all of that stuff and get that put together so the neighbors know that I understand. Yes, Valentine's is come and gone, and now it's time to play with the luck of Irish and looking for that pot of gold. I was excited because I thought maybe I got my pot of gold this weekend. I do tend to play the lottery because I figured if I hit the lottery, I can just retire that much earlier. And I got an email saying, congratulations, you won the Powerball, blah, blah, blah. And I logged in, and I did. I won $4 on the Powerball. Unfortunately, I bought a $10 ticket. So, but now I'm only $6 in the hole on that one. So, just cracks me up. I'm like, yeah, I don't get my hopes up anymore when it says you won. It's like, that's kind of misleading. They're not wrong. I did win. It just wasn't the volume that I needed to win in order to get things done. Because if I won the lottery, I would probably buy a house back on the East Coast. And actually, I'd be honest, I would probably open a large retreat center here in Arizona and put that together, because I really do enjoy hosting the retreats and being part of that. And in fact, Danielle and I even discussed if we couldn't do something more central in the country that the two of us would host and be together. So we'll see how that works out in 27 or 28. Alex says, I know it seems like the designers ones and the movie shows get people to buy them even though they have bad reviews. Yeah, it's crazy. Katrina says, idiot proof's what I need when my when hers gives up. Hey Laura, welcome in. Thanks for being on this afternoon. Miss seeing you. Always appreciate you being here. Nikki says, my Burnett would jump my nested seams or get stuck. The 440 is a big difference. Yeah, see, I wonder which one you had. Nikki, did you have this the B70, or which of the Burnett's did you have? And it's interesting you say that. See, it's frustrating too, because, right, if you really want that Harry Potter package in that, the only way to get it's going to be through Bernina in that line. I think it's interesting that what that partnership and all that probably cost, that they chose to go with the Burnett line versus the Bernina line. But, you know, they did it strictly for cost, right? They did it to negate some of the more expensive machines that would be on the Bernina side. So even if you did like, well, I don't even know if, like, I've got the 480, and I know the 480 doesn't do embroidery. I know the 700 series does. The 800, 900 series, I don't know what lower series does embroidery on the Bernina side. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge Bernina fan. I don't have anything against them. I've got plenty of friends that use Bernina and they think they walk on water, and that's great. I just happen to like Juki, and that's going to be my go-to machine. I have tons of friends that use Brother. Russ is one of them. Alex is a big Brother fan. I like Brother. I did not buy Brother, and I'll be honest, didn't look at them, but I don't think 35th even carries Brother. And the dealer that we would have here in Phoenix, I won't shop at, so Brother just wasn't something that I really considered. But, you know, my ex still has the PR600 6 needle that we had, which is now probably 20, 25 years old. And it still runs almost like the day we bought it. And it's a champ. I mean, it's amazing. It's a great machine. We've had it serviced a few times, but for the most part, it's a workhorse, and it takes 30 seconds to program it, hoop something, throw it in that machine, and it goes. I just don't like that it was only 6 needle, but at the time, that was a pretty big deal. The issue is about the Viking 10 needle. My partner ends up running it because they made it so complicated to program a design, and it just gets frustrating. So if I could trade in and do something different, I would. That's probably the only disappointment I've had out of 35th. I don't think 35th did me any favors with that machine, and definitely would do something different. but I have it. It runs, it works. We've actually made some money with it, so I'm not going to change it. But at the end of the day, that would be one of the first machines out the door. And that's probably the only machine that I would say I would trade and get rid of at the moment. But I don't have the money to do that, so we will keep running with it. Hey Melanie, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Oh, poor Laura. She's had bronchitis. Doc had to prescribe steroids so she could breathe, but now I'm swollen up like a tick. It'll go away, but it's frustrating. Yes, I tell you what. Seems like everything lately has just been hanging on. It's been crazy. Hey, John and everyone in the chat. Hey, Danielle. Thanks for being here, girl. I caught part of your live today. So it was a replay, but I saw you with Andy from True Blue Quilts. I did not realize she was in here in Arizona, but I thought that was pretty amazing. And she showed that gnome quilt, and if you have not seen her gnome quilt, you need to jump over to Danielle's channel and watch the replay, because Andy has an amazing gnome quilt, and so I was completely jealous, and as I know, I am sure Danielle was as well, because it was an awesome, awesome quilt. All right, come on. All right. See, even my Juki sometimes wants to act silly, wants to eat my fabric. Like, really, dude, come on, I got stuff to do. I'm on a live, I don't have time for you to be silly. And part of it's my fault because I don't have the single hole plate in. I've got the big one in, and I probably should change it out, but it's okay. We're making it work. Hopefully next week you'll be able to sit here and watch as I push fabric through. So we had the second camera set up. For some reason there was a big delay on the camera, and then nothing over here wanted to work when we put it there. So we'll see. And hopefully this camera is doing pretty well for you all today. Okay. Did it right again. So John, what are you doing that is not working here? Oh. All right. Hey Jean, welcome in. Thanks for being on this afternoon. Pat says you never know. Never know, John. My husband entered baking at the fair. Lord have mercy. Boy, the ladies didn't like some men entered. He got best in show, so he retired. I tell you what, it's just, it is interesting. I have to say, for the most part, I have felt so welcomed in that by most women in that, and I was more concerned with how that would happen. My liver quivered when I had to go take my first lesson with the Bernina and that. The shop owner was just amazing, but I just worried what I'd be walking into, and I have been really fortunate out here in what I would consider a very conservative part of Phoenix, and I don't know that, I am sure there are different ones that have comments in that about me or about what I do or whatever, but I don't hear it. It doesn't come to me. And even if it did, I could care less, because at the end of the day, guys, I pay my mortgage and I pay my electric bill. And until somebody wants to come in and start paying those bills for me, my parents went away a long time ago. So I make my own decisions in life. But that said, I, for the most part, have been pretty accepted. I mean, every now and then I go into some of the quilt stores that act just a little squirrely. And it's usually just someone, like one employee in the store, and then it's like, oh, there's John, we all know John, and then they kind of look, and it's like, yeah, you might want to not, you know, probably more well-known in the quilt community around here than you probably realize. Laura says, are you going to the quilt show? Yes, I am doing the Mesa Quilt Show in March. I actually have 2 entries in that show. I have a machine embroidery item going in, and I have my Stars and Stripes going in. Those are entered, they've been accepted, and the show this year is not in Mesa. It is actually going to be at the Martin auto show, whatever, over in Glendale. So they lost the Mesa Convention Center this year, and they had to move the show all the way from Mesa out to Glendale, which for me is amazing because Mesa was a pretty good drive for me. So I'm thrilled it ended up on this, closer to this side of town. Whether or not it'll repeat and stay there, I have no idea, but it will be on this side of town. All right, let's see what else is going on. Guys, it's already 10 till. How did we get to 10 till? Oh, Danielle said, oh my God, I said it is. So that was part of my Valentine's this year. So I did get fresh roses. I did get candies and chocolates, but we went to the Arizona Museum of Natural History yesterday, and they had Valentine dinosaurs to go with the dinosaur display. And yes, I'm spoiled enough that he bought me a dinosaur and brought it home, and then went in and made me 3D roses to go with the dinosaur in that. So now when my fresh ones die, I still have some 3D roses. So again, just waited a long time to find a guy like him, and pretty fortunate. He puts up with a lot, let me tell you, because I can be a handful at times, guys. But that's okay. He thinks I'm worth it, and I appreciate that. I appreciate everything he does for me. Who else? Zaza said you can't have all the sunshine and all the quilting friends, John. I tell you what, you guys are amazing. Y'all do so much for my morale, and that the fact that we're over 5,000 subscribers. I don't know how I got there. Even my niece goes, do people really just tune in and listen to you drone on and on? And I was like, yeah, they did. They seem to like it. So it is what it is. I'd like to be a little bit more wild and crazy. I think that's why I love watching Ian. He is just so unashamed and uninhibited. Of course, he's got the best tagline, right? Normal is just a setting on the dryer. I think that is so awesome, and that just told me everything I needed to know about that guy. I really would like to meet Ian and be better friends with him at some point. Husband told me today he's glad I have my sewing buddies. I am too. Yeah, it makes a difference. I mean, my partner and I are very close, and we do a lot of things, everything together, right? But he long arms for me. He helps run the tin needle and does things. But at the end of the day, he's got his own things that he wants to do, and it's nice that we're able to get off and be busy and productive, but in interests that we share, but then that are separate too. Yes, Danielle, we definitely have to meet up at some point. Jody says, stop being nosy, that's my job. You just want to see the Tula Pink drawer, Jody, and we know that's going to happen. I agree, Brian. I really do wish we were able to be together a whole lot more. I tell you what, and I'm hoping after this month, I'll actually be able to get back on lives with, like Shannon. I have not seen Shannon's lives. I don't know that I've seen many of her lives this year. I haven't seen, I did get to see Danielle today. I did see part of Russ's the other day. Of course, I was with Sean yesterday. I got to see Ian, I think, for 15 minutes today. It's just, this month is so busy for us with all the stuff going on. So it's just made it really, really tough. But we'll get there. Yeah, Danielle says, I love my Juki for piecing. Yeah, it's just something about them for piecing. And I've switched over, right? So instead of doing the using Jake, I've kind of given Jake a little break, and I've switched over to the bigger machine for piecing. And I'm really liking it. So I'm not sure where I'll end up. I miss the speed that the single needle has versus this machine, but I've also learned if I slow down a little bit, how much better my piecing is becoming. So I don't know, we'll see. Alex says, don't show the dyno because I will be buying a dyno and I have lots of gown and corset fabric to buy. I tell you what, right? You always are, you got a lot of arms in fire too, Miss Alex. Jody says, I was the lead to make it a big box filled with lots of snacks. Yes, I had to laugh when Powerball told me that I was the winner. See, Nikki says, I've already taken my Valentine stuff and put my St. Pat's up. Took me all day, but I got it done. Yeah, I'm planning to do that tomorrow. I'm working from home tomorrow, so I am hoping that I can get some of that done today. We just had so much going on. And the fact that this morning we went to Chicken and Pickles, which is over in Glendale here. We played pickleball for an hour, and let me tell you guys, I felt it because I haven't physically moved like that for a while. But it's a cool place, and then we had brunch afterwards. They have a nice brunch, which actually a shrimp cocktail and a chicken and waffles and several different eggs, but then an omelet station, but then they had ice cream and churros, and it wasn't cheap. It was 26 bucks, and I typically try not to spend that kind of money, but we decided it was worth it, right? Because it's not like we would go back anytime soon. Now, Laura says, quilt show in Tucson this weekend. Sadly, I can't go. My husband and I host a charity car show this weekend. It's our 14th year. Oh my gosh, and she raised $10,000 in scholarship money for high school students. That is awesome. But if you're available on Sunday, our quilt show out in Sun City West is Saturday and Sunday. I know Tucson runs Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Which most shows around here run Friday, Saturday. So I'm not sure how ours started on Saturday and Sunday. I'm glad it is, because I do think we got a lot of folks on Sunday that normally wouldn't come on, because they can't get here necessarily on Friday or Saturday. So I am glad we have that. All right, what else? Let's jump over. I wanted to do a quick, let's jump into Nightbot. And let's see if we can do this. Yeah, I want to do a giveaway. Guys, it's been forever. So let me make sure I spelled that right. All right, I'm giving away 2 of the Waverly patterns by Villa Rosa. So if you don't have the pattern, if you would like a new pattern, or if you'd just like a second one, if you go over and type Villa, !Villa, V-I-L-L-A, in the chat, I will give 2 of those away today, and we'll see who the winner is. It's been a while since we've done giveaways, and I'd like to get back to being a little bit more consistent about that. So I did get all of the rows done for the ghost quilt. I just need to press open the seams. I've been using my acorn pin. Once I get the seams pressed open, and go back and pat them down, and then it's helping me really match up. I did realize I must have cut one of the squares a little short, because it really has frustrated me in getting those lined back up, but it is what it is. We'll make it happen. So I just need to press those open, and hopefully we'll get that quilt knocked out soon. Pat goes, you could just take the Juki and put the Harry Potter sticker on it. You are very right. The problem is it's all the embroidery software in that you get with it that you can't get any other way. Pat says 500 starts embroidery. See, Joy thinks she needs to win the lottery too. I think it would be fun for us to win and share, right? See, Brian uses Brother. I think it's a new machine that you bought. I don't have anything against Brother. It's just the dealer here. I don't like the dealer. The dealer doesn't like me. So I just can't do that. Nikki says, my brother eats fabric corners. I cannot do half square triangles on it, even with a leader. It's just funny, right? All machines are different, and they're all just kind of crazy. Jackie says, I had Brother and then switched to Singer. Lasted for years, and now she's on Janome, right? Again, I think we all kind of switch around. All right, guys. ! Villa. Let's give it 1 minute, and we will finish out. And let me see if I can find where Nightbot is. So again, this whole new setup is just really messing with me. We will get there. I love the fact that this camera autofocuses, but at the same time, it's autofocusing. I'm trying to run my laptop over here, and then you can see sometimes this camera pop up. That's actually supposed to be showing what I'm working on. And then the intent is I have a camera now for the cutting station. I have one for the long arm, and I have one over by the embroidery. So I can actually get up and move and be working on different machines than that. So one night, if I want to broadcast from the embroidery machine, I can do that as well. All right, guys, let's choose a winner. So our first winner is Sweet Granny. Welcome. Thank you, Sweet Granny, for being part of the YouTube family. If you will jump over and send me an email this week to John, John, at guyscrafttoo, I will get this in the mail to you this week and get that out. Of course, it's coming snail mail, so it might be a little while getting there, and it may take me a day or two to get it in the mail, but we'll get it there. All right, one more. I've got 2 to give away. Second one is Joyce. Hey, Joyce, congrats. So I've got 2 patterns going out, one to Sweet Granny and one to Miss Joyce. Thank you for being part of the YouTube family, and I appreciate you all tuning in and listening to me. So guys, we are at the top of the hour. We're just past the 5 o'clock time here in Arizona. By the way, my lives do not change. I always go live at Arizona time at 4 o'clock because we don't change our clocks, and the rest of the world will next month. My live is still at 4 o'clock. I just don't change it because it's too hard for me. And so my lives will stay where they're at, but it will be an hour difference for you all that still change time zones. So I appreciate each and every one of you being here tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Please send me your addresses, Sweet Granny and Joyce, and I will get those over to you out in the mail this week. Hope you all have an amazing week. So much going on. Big quilt shows going on, Tucson, out in Sun City West next weekend. We've got a car show going on. So a lot going on this time of year in Arizona. But as always, just an exciting time. And until next time, happy crafting.